This is the entrance into the museum, and where you pay to get on the submarine and the tugboat. Pretty cool. This tugboat was in Pearl Harbor whenever everything happened. It's right on the other side, and then it came into Pearl Harbor to help rescue sailors. You'll notice the American flag and the Turkish flag up there because it's been in service under both countries. So these are the submarine propellers taken off the USS Razorback in Turkey, as the sign says there. And here are some anchors. And that's from the USS Arkansas, as it's saying. And here's another anchor that they just found in the landscaping of the waterfront. See a trolley going across that bridge right there. One of the electronic trolleys in Little Rock. You see how she's doing that?
Yeah.
It's like going down a garbage disposal.
We have to come up that hump.
I think we may come up on the other side because we're going to walk the length of this.
Or those, you know those things in the road where there's like
Yeah. They probably get used to
You did it.
realize they're underwater.
Well, you realize that you're under whenever the ship's not rocking a lot, whenever it's smooth sailing, you're underwater. Torpedoes on board would have been stored. There'd be one back there in each of the 4 torpedo tubes ready to fire, and the other 4 torpedoes would be out here. That's one on either side you all can see, and then one in each bottom corner as well. There are also 15 racks in here, that's including this one, it's up here. All of these roll out, they fold down, everything like that. We just have them all pushed off to the side so everyone can stand in here decently comfortably. The 15 racks in this compartment are added to 75 racks on board, but the standard crew size back in World War II was approximately 88 men, because they were continuously trying to train as many people as they could to work on the submarines, since they were building so many for the war effort. Now, because they tended to have more men than they had racks, they had to practice something called hot racking or hot bunking, where there would be 2 racks, 3 guys, and since they worked in 3 6-hour shifts, as soon as one guy's getting out of bed, another guy would be getting into the same rack the hot, sweaty, stinky guy in front of them just came out of. So that's not very fun.
Did you see this mirror? It's almost like a funhouse mirror. Here's the head. Tons of switches and tons of gauges. Oh, I know. Let's see all this in here.
I actually have a recording I could play for you all if you'd like to hear it. It's a little bit over half the volume of one engine. So yes, no?
Yes.
Sure. Okay, in 3, 2, 1. But the biggest problem is anyone assigned to work in here will be faced with a minimum of 15 day-night cycles worth of that sound blaring in their ears with submarines. There's got to be a lot of trust and a lot of cooperation. Are there any questions? All right.
You can see the drippings of the paint on the pipes right there. You gotta wonder if like the heat from the engine sort of melted the paint on that. More gauges. This is a sound-powered phone. What that's called. Doesn't run off electricity, only sound. See here, some sinks. It's another head. You want to try it out?
Do you want me to?
Yeah, why not? They're actually pretty comfortable. They're a foam, so they're really comfortable.
I'm gonna get in the bottom one.
What do you think?
This is better than sleeping on the floor.
Yeah, they're actually really cushiony foam mattresses. They're pretty good. You can see more. Some lockers there. You can see the Turkish there. You can even see a name that's still on there. A battle lantern up there.
They were told that they were too tall or that they were
Pretty
too
fancy
big
knob there.
to be on a submarine. And that is absolutely true. A lot of people were told that they were too tall or too big to be on board a submarine. There was not an official Navy statement. They may have been told that by people who were in positions of power.
So they would actually stick cans up through here and stuff too. Anywhere they could stick extra food. I gotta test it, see if this works. Yep.
Don't touch anything.
That's not gonna sink anything. It's just a light.
You have no.
I do know that. Did maintenance on those. So here is the galley where they would prepare all the food for the crew. See that big mixing bowl. This is the radio room. You know that by this. This garbage disposal unit.
The big red wheels, yeah. So that would be the radio down below that matches a car shop, machine shop, where they get replace parts and fixing up they need to onboard the submarine. We're in the control room right now, and up that ladder there is the conning tower. And we have a picture of up there in the conning tower. There, it got flooded. So this is much less impressive looking back up, but it still works just fine. The two big red wheels off to the side there, those are control the balancer and diving planes, controlling the depth and angle of the submarine. This thing had a test up to 400 feet, and if you were crushed up to about 600 feet, so you really don't want to go down that far. Water pressure might be stewed in. That's not a fun day for anyone involved. Off to the center of the we have what's called a Christmas tree, as well as green and red lights. What we're saying is a green board or a straight board before you take the submarine out of the water. It lets you know all the hull openings, vents, everything like that are shut tight and good to go. This is where we came in the back. Those are two options for exiting out of the port or before that. That's why those are red as he's coming right now. This is a gyro compass. This is back of that. This is a magnetic compass because we're going to submarine gyro compass. This here is a big metal submarine surrounded by polarized ionized ocean water. These are the line in those conditions. Do you all want to hear the diving alarm? Yes?
Yes.
All right. Well, it sounds like you come off right here. I'll pull your alarm 2 times. Okay, you can stand right about where you are. That's okay. Excuse me for just a moment. Thank you. Yeah, I'll pull the alarm 2 times. Then we'll talk about this for a second. Okay. In 3, 2, 1. Signal that 2 times for submerging for some paperwork. So a lot of people want this right.
Even though he said the mannequin was there, I'm scared.
Small arms locker.
That's right.
I know, you said it was there, and I still.
He looks like a gangsta with the hat sideways like that.
Oh, did somebody move the hat?
Yeah,
Yeah.
someone's got it sideways.
Oh no.
So you can't even see his face.
I wasn't paying attention as it moved fast. This is not bad.
Poor guy's out of uniform.
For shame.
Little sink there that folds up.
And so this whole area is officers' country, and the only people to stay in officers' country who weren't actually officers were the chiefs or chief petty officers. They were the most senior enlistment, and they stayed in the adult lockers. That first room back there off to the side you all would have seen. Hopefully everybody got a chance to see the captain's stateroom. If not, it's just that room right over there. It says words captain's stateroom right next to it. He's the only guy on board who got his own room all to himself. Even if someone higher up in the Navy chain of command came on board, they would not take the captain's room from him. Instead, they would just stay with some of the other officers on board. So I thought that was pretty neat. Officers over here, we have what's called the ward room. It's spelled W-A-R-H. They didn't like that very much. But they use this room because it has the most access to a single table on board. This is the cleanest room for, in the entire submarine. And this is also the hallway with the least amount of people walking through, which is good because you do not want to distract them.
This is the officer's mess area. Also can be a backup for surgeries and things like that. Junior officer quarters. This is the officer's galley. The other galley was the enlisted galley.
Alright, so this is the forward torpedo room where 16 out of the 24 torpedoes on board would have been stored. There'll be one up here in each of these 6 torpedoes here. And the one back there looks just like it. So you can bring a torpedo skid like this one, roll it out into the middle, and then load a torpedo from up there right down onto the skid. It wouldn't be nearly as bad as trying to carry. I'm gonna go.
Now explain the plaque here. I mean, is that a former crew member?
Yes.
Not yet, because she's still going.
The family wanted to have that
Okay.
here. So.
What are you doing? Well, you can go either way.
Yep, either way, yeah,
So
it's fine.
seriously.
Now I know you guys ran this like a few years ago. You guys started it up.
The engines, yes.
Yeah. Is it something that the crew and people like that that they're going to do again? That they're going to repeat sometime? Or?
Likely. We are likely to run the engines at some point in time again. I believe that we have at least once since that first bit. I don't know exactly when that would be though. Your best bets for something like that would be whenever
There's like a reunion of the
guys,
crew or
yeah,
something.
The crew
the
reunion that
emergency
happens
exit.
yearly.
Yeah, I do too.
And,
You want to go through the other exit?
Yeah.
Where was the other exit?
well, no, they're both. It's like either straight up or up and to the left. Like
Oh.
that was the two.
Yeah.
You don't want that
I'm
one?
going this way.
Oh, okay.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. I didn't know what you were talking about. I'm having trouble hearing some of it, so.
I can't see.
Well, if you happen to have any questions, just let me know.
Yeah, there you go. That's what you got it. Just like your left leg over.
So you're going out the emergency one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going out to emergency.
Haley, you might want to go out the top one. That's a long spread. You see that? I don't know that your legs are long enough.
Do it.
You got it.
Why can't I get walk through that one?
I don't know if your legs are long enough looking at them going through there just now. I think you gotta. Okay, that'll work, I guess.
Daddy.
We'll look straight down there, what we just climbed up.
Haley, you want the picture?
Well, thanks for the tour. You can't go on this yet because they have to get inspected, but it is a historic ship that was actually in Pearl Harbor to do rescuing of sailors in ships that had capsized or were out burned and stuff like that. You can see on this tugboat here where there's rust going all the way through, so it does need a little work to try to keep it in place. One good look at the Hoga there. You can see a couple videos on their Facebook page where they actually started this up, and you can see the smoke coming up from here. And they ran it for the first time. They had some of the old crew out here on it, and they started up the engines. So inside this museum they've got a lot of pictures and artifacts. This is the USS Arkansas, and you can see all the crew on there. But they actually have some Navy binoculars there. And the battleship's bell. Here is the USS Razorback's bell. Some different little artifacts here from the Razorback and some other subs and ships. A little letter from the Razorback from the Navy Yard. All kinds of photographs and mementos from the ship and other ships and the sub. A little bit of everything. Old projector there. This is from the nation of Turkey when they had the submarine. Some of the artifacts from them. So here's the USS Hoga, and you can see where she's doing some different things and how she was. And then after restoration. And then some of the artifacts that were found on board the Hoga. So look from this bridge at the Hoga and the Razorback. It's kind of a different view. And walk across this bridge and get a different view. You can see how much longer that sub is. And that tugboat's probably only 110 feet long or something like that. Here.